Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll get started in 1 minute. We're waiting for 12:30 or 12 o'clock. So we're streaming live on Facebook as well. Welcome everybody from Facebook. Thanks everybody for joining us today. We'll get started in 1 minute. Welcome everybody. It is my pleasure today to have you on this call. I'm Eric Shore. I am the president of Secure Future Tech Solutions. And this time of year, I'm always working with my accountant, who is joining us today, Sean Greenfield, our CPA, on tax planning. And so I thought it would be great to host a call today to tell us about Section 179, how you can use it for tax planning and save money. So our special guest, Sean Greenfield, CPA from Barrows, Greenfield and Company. Welcome, Sean. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, thanks for having me, Eric. So like Eric said, my name's Sean Greenfield. I'm one of the managing partners at Barrows, Greenfield and Company, CPAs up in North Providence, Rhode Island. And I'm working with businesses to help them save money on their tax dollars. And today I'm going to share with you what I know, or a little piece about what I know with Section 179 depreciation.
Well, thanks, Sean, for joining us. Just a little quick housekeeping. Everybody is muted on this call because it's a webinar, but if you have questions, there is a Q&A box. You can also put it into chat as well. Please take advantage of this opportunity. Sean is an amazing CPA and an accountant who's been incredibly helpful for us. So please put your questions in and we'll answer them at the end of the call. So Sean, tell me, what exactly is Section 179 and how can it help?
Sure. So Section 179 is actually Section 179 of the Internal Revenue Code. And what that is it is a accelerated depreciation that businesses are allowed to take for assets and equipment that they purchase. So for instance, if you were to buy a piece of equipment, let's say for $50,000, and that asset has a useful life of 5 years, you would depreciate it over 5 years, meaning you would get the benefit of quote unquote writing off that asset or equipment over 5 years. However, Section 179 allows you to depreciate that in the year that you put that asset in service. So it was a way for the government to allow businesses to reinvest in themselves by giving them the tax benefit when they spend the money.
So when exactly do you need to make that election for Section 179? Does it have to be before the end of the year or can you wait until you actually file your taxes?
The great part is it doesn't have to be made until you file your taxes. And with that, also, we're able to go back to prior years if the election was not made, if certain other elections were made, and amend the return to take advantage of Section 179.
Oh, that's fantastic. So even if you don't do it this year, you could always amend the return and do it later. I wasn't aware of that. So that's excellent. So what kind of assets actually qualify for this depreciation?
So essentially, most tangible assets that companies were to purchase. So let's say computers, workstations, furniture, even software qualifies as well.
Now, can I go out and buy a new company work vehicle? Would that qualify as well, or how does that work?
Yes, you could, as long as the vehicle falls under certain other categories to allow it to qualify for Section 179. That's all based on the weight, the type of vehicle, what the vehicle is used for.
Yep. So I have last year, we took advantage of Section 179. We purchased a cargo van that we used to move, laptops, servers. So we're doing a lot of TVs and other things for clients this year for conference rooms. So that's all legitimate and okay.
Correct.
Excellent. Great. So do I need to purchase this stuff by the end of the year, or how does that work? Can I buy it in next year, or it has to be this year?
Sure. So there's two things about that. You must purchase it. You can either pay it outright with cash, or you could finance it by the end of the year, but it also needs to be placed in service by the end of the year. So, Eric, a client can't say to you on New Year's Eve, "Hey, Eric, I just got 50 new computers in the server. I need these to be installed."
Yeah, that would be a tall order on New Year's Eve, but we'll
Exactly.
figure out how
I
to
don't
make
think
it
your
happen.
employees would like that.
No, no, definitely. So it has to be in service. You have to take the delivery of it and put it into service to take advantage of the accelerated depreciation.
That
So
is correct.
that's really good to know. So how do I know if my business qualifies for, taking the Section 179
Sure.
depreciation?
So your business qualifies for Section 179 if your business had a profit in the year. So, for instance, let's say your business were to have a loss of $20,000, but you have $50,000 worth of assets that you purchased during the year that qualify for Section 179. If you don't use that in 2000 and let's say this year, 2020, that $50,000 Section 179 rolls forward to next year.
Wow, I didn't even know that. So even if you don't have profits this year, and that, may be the case, unfortunately, for some businesses, but you could still invest in equipment and then take the deduction next year if you needed to do that?
That is correct, as long as you made the correct elections with your 2020 tax return.
Oh, that's really good to know. I did not know that. Now, with COVID and everything going on this year, I know that the government issued PPP loans, or payroll protection program loans. So many of our businesses have accepted these loans. So how does that work with Section 179? Can I use those funds that I received from PPP to buy equipment and then take a deduction? Or can you clarify that for us?
Sure. So the payroll protection program, those funds were for the name payroll. You cannot use those funds for purchasing equipment. They need to be used for payroll, as well as some other things that you're able to use the funds for, which are utilities, rent payments, and some interest payments.
Got it. Got it. So PPP funds have to be for payroll, rent, other expenses. So you really can't use that to purchase laptops and other things.
That is correct.
Got it. Got it. So I think one of the benefits that I'm hearing for Section 179 is, and the reason that we're hosting this call today, is that companies, particularly with COVID, we're still working from home. I think it's safe to have people working from home. Businesses can invest in equipment like laptops, like servers, like remote access software, everything to facilitate making connections from home and remote workplaces more available to everybody. And then you can benefit by deducting it right away. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh, awesome. That's great. So there's some cutting news too that I wanted to talk to you about, Sean. On Friday, Governor Gina Raimondo issued a new program, and she said there's a new $5 million remote work technology grant program for small businesses. So can you tell me a little bit about that? Like what's that all about, and how can we benefit from that?
Absolutely. So on Friday, as you said, Gina Raimondo announced that she is moving $5 million into a new grant to allow businesses to invest money and set their employees up to send them home to work, which is great to help promote social distancing and things of that nature. So all that you have to do is go to commerceri.com, and there will be a banner that you can click on to sign up for this grant. So you sign up for the grant, and then you wait for someone from Governor Raimondo's team to contact you and ask you a few questions about your business, how you're going to use the funds, and what your plan is really. Then they will then release the funds to you, and you're able to go from there and invest in your company by essentially sending your employees home to work from home.
So that's a fantastic opportunity. And one of the things that we've been talking with our clients about is making sure that home setups are secure. So what happened back in March when everyone was kind of forced into working from home? Many of us were using our own home computers. Now, home computers really aren't safe because our families use them, our kids use them. they don't have proper security on them, and you don't have firewalls in place to protect them. And so hackers have been taking advantage of this, and there's been a lot of compromises lately. So I think Governor Raimondo's new program would be great, because the best practice is, if you do have employees working remotely, get them a laptop or a company-owned computer, which then will have the full suite of security software installed. And then you can operate in a safer manner versus the home computer. A lot of home computers, unfortunately, are compromised, and hackers know it. So this particular program, Sean, seems like it would be a great fit to get people laptops and other remote access workers. So I think we have a question. So let's see
Perfect.
here. Hannah is out there. If all employees have been working remotely since March, could we potentially still be able to take advantage of the grant funding?
Sure. So the grant was just released on Friday. There has not been much guidance on it. However, I would highly recommend that anyone that has employees they have already sent home or would like to send home, apply for the grant, let them contact you, and just tell them your plan on what you'd like to do.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity, Hannah, to invest in security software, invest in laptops and other things. So even though your employees are working from home, they may be using connections that are not safe and secure. So I would think that Governor Raimondo's program would be a great opportunity to get some funding to fix some of those security issues. Great question. Thank you for answering it. Do we have any other questions out there? While we have Sean, pick his brain. He's an amazing CPA, and I've relied on Sean for how many years now, Sean? I've lost track.
I'm not sure. Maybe
It's been quite
at
some
least
time.
5 years.
Yeah, at least 5 years. So we'll give it another minute to see if anyone out there has any other questions. I think there's an opportunity here, particularly if you do have some profits on the books this year, which I hope you all do. You can invest in computers, laptops, servers, other equipment as well. Does furniture fall under Section 179 as well, Sean?
Yes, furniture does fall under Section 179.
Yep, furniture as well.
I've seen a lot of stand-up desks purchased.
Yeah, stand-up desks are great for home. Particularly if you're kind of stuck inside all day, you can get up and raise that to a standing height, which is fantastic.
Mhm.
That's a great opportunity. All right, do we have any other questions while we still have Sean? Now is the time to answer your questions. Well, thank you so much, Sean, for joining us today. I think this was really informative. This is something that if you're not doing tax planning and you don't have a great CPA like Sean, feel free to reach out to him. Sean, do you want to give us your contact information?
Sure. Feel free to give our firm a call, 401-383-7800. I'm happy to talk to anyone that has any questions.
Thank you so much, Sean, for joining us today. And also, if you need technology assistance and guidance and you're not already a client of Secure Future Tech, I'm Eric Shore, and you can reach me at 401-921-2607 or securefuturetech.com. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great day.